I'm Marilyn Norry. I am the artistic director and creator of My Mother's Story. This is a project where we are collecting and sharing women's history. Women's history that is told one mother at a time. I don't know if you realize this, but women's history has not been saved. We talk about it, we don't write it down, and we certainly don't share it with everyone. And this has to change because at this time in the 20th century, what it means to be human is only determined by the stories that men have written. And we all know that the human race has both genders, so we have to make up for that now. And you can help. You can help by writing the story of your mother's life. I know, okay, it's a place to start. Before you start freaking out and all that kind of thing, just listen to me for a bit. We have a writing template that you can use where you can write the stories of your mother. This is the stories of like where she was born, what her parents were like, what happened when she was a kid, how she met your dad, the stories that she told you while she was washing the dishes, while you were going to the store, along the way. These are the stories that your life is based upon, what the human race is based upon. And we need to know those facts because they don't exist anywhere else. It's just the stories. The writing template that we use is you write your mother's story from beginning to end, just the facts, where you are just a footnote. It's not about you. It's not about your relationship. It's not about your issues. It's not about what you think is wrong with her or anything like that. It's not about you. You are the witness for this woman who happened to give birth to you. Who was this human being? What happened? The 20th century has been a time of such great change. What was going on outside the window of her house was extraordinary, and how she dealt with those changes are how we are determining what it is to be human. And these are the facts that we need to guide the men and the women in the future about what to do, how to live. We don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We don't want to all become the same person, to live the same way. We got to look at it. We want to be able to look at the facts and see, this was good. Let's keep that. And you can help us on that. In honor of the 10th anniversary of Mothership Story Society, which is the nonprofit that we have to look after all of these stories, I have written a book. It's called It's About Time, Writing Women's History Starting with Your Mother. And this is a book, a workbook for asking questions, exercises, a book that encourages you on how to get the facts, how to get out of the way, how to write a story. And you know what? Every single one of these stories that comes from this project is extraordinary. You won't believe it. Maybe your mother had a fabulous life, or maybe you think it was really boring. You don't know. Until you write it down, you will not know. And this is all the principles of good storytelling will come to you through this process. 2,000 words, 3.5 pages. It's not long. It takes, 2 hours. Then you can write it again. Then you can ask questions. You will see what you know. You'll see what you don't know. If your mom's still alive, this will give you the opportunity to ask really good questions about the stuff that you don't quite understand or how it worked. If your mom has passed on, well, this might be an opportunity for you to contact family, friends, people you haven't talked to in a long time, See what details they know. It's not the definitive story of your mother's life. It's just what you remember. Now we're doing a crowdfunding campaign right now, and you can help us get this book published out into the world. You can help us spread the word throughout the world of this project. You can make a donation. Maybe you can make it in the name of your mother. We got lots of really good perks as well. Check it out. You can pre-order this book. Get it hot off the press. You can go to our archive where we already have 10 years of stories. mymothersstory.org. But the most important thing that you can do, if you think that this is a cool project, something that should happen, finally, in the history of the human race, sit down, write your mother's story. Start at the beginning. No need to get fancy, just write the facts. This is where she was born. This is her parents' names. This is what it was like when she grew up. Everything that you remember, just write it all down. And you will find a story that you can tell to anyone. Now you can do this. You can save it for yourself. You can share it with your family. You can share it with the world on our archive. It's up to you. But you should know what's the history that you hold in your heart and how to tell these stories. There are people whose mothers had fascinating lives, and there are people who discover that their mothers had fascinating lives. Those are the only two options. So, try it. See where you fit in.